This idea has been talked about here at the Capitol for more than a decade, but this is the first time in a session that proposed legislation has had a legislative hearing on the matter. Supporters say the old way of doing things just isn't working. For more than 100 years, gas taxes have fueled Washington road projects. But as cars get more fuel efficient or fuel free, the gas tax is not as reliable as it used to be.
I would say it's now, with all the studies that have been done, it's time to move forward and get started.
Representative Jake Fye heads up the House Transportation Committee. He says without changing the system, the state won't be able to keep up with road repairs or new projects. Under his road usage charge proposal, drivers would pay 2.6 cents for every mile they drive and would come in phases. Under Phase 1, starting in 2027, electric vehicle and hybrid drivers could opt in. In exchange, their registration fees would be waived. Phase 2 in 2029 would make it mandatory for those drivers and voluntary for owners of cars that get better than 20 miles per gallon. Phase 3 in 2031 would make it mandatory for all 20-plus vehicles, and eventually all cars would be included. Fye says drivers would be credited for any gas taxes paid.
If we don't begin this, I think we can have the strong likelihood is that we're going to continue the pattern that we've been in with having shortfalls even more frequently in our transportation funding.
It's going to be a heavy lift.
Republican Representative Andrew Barkas would prefer the state look for efficiencies and other funding sources, like the Climate Commitment Act, before changing to a brand new system.
I imagine you have to take the leap at some point, but if you read the bill, it's a long time to implement this and a voluntary system and how they're going to do the crediting back against the gas. It's complicated. So I know that from our side of the aisle, there's a lot of opposition to this for a myriad of reasons.
Opponents raise all sorts of logistical concerns. How would someone accurately report how many miles they've driven in a year? The supporter of the bill says he does not want to put GPS devices in cars. Instead, he would rely on self-reporting. Some here are questioning how reliable an honor system would be. In Olympia, Drew Mickelson, King 5 News.